This will be a very brief and rough introduction. A few weeks ago, I was contacted by Lydia of Olight Flashlight, the Olight Flashlight Company, regarding an offer to perform and conduct a review of one of their newer flashlights. Now, with some level of disclosure here, in all fairness, the offer from Lydia came out to me, without any request on my part. It came completely out of the blue, out of almost a bit of an ambush. I didn't expect it at all. I did contact her, and we had some discussion. The caveat on my part was that it would be a completely unbiased and objective review, not a marketing tool of any type. She was completely agreeable to that, and even indicated that that's what she would have expected. So in all fairness to her, that's the communication I received. Now, I also offered to return the light to Olight once the review was finished, because Gear Challenge does not have an interest in acquiring free gear or free stuff from businesses that are hard at work trying to conduct business. That's not what Gear Challenge is about. And a number of individuals that I have met at events such as SHOT Show or other locations are completely aware of that. Now, Lydia, again, by way of disclosure, indicated to go ahead and just keep and there's two flashlights instead of just one. So I was expecting one light device, and instead we received two. Again, just by way of a disclosure issue, let's get that out of the way. Lydia indicated to just keep the light once the review is finished. We'll make a determination on what we're going to do once the review is done, because again, Gear Challenge is not about getting free stuff from businesses that are trying to be in business. That's not necessarily always so good for business. Now, also by way of more full disclosure, two of my colleagues with Gear Challenge have had that offer extended to them, and I believe that they will also be receiving a flashlight, or whatever the case may be, directly from Olight for review. Now, these boxes are sealed. I'm going to assume that they came through their regular channels and basically off the shelf. I don't imagine that these have been altered in any way. And by way of additional full disclosure, when I was contacted, I am aware that a number of other individuals that conduct reviews and testing, evaluation of gear, were also contacted with a similar offer. So this is by no means some special offer that was presented to me or to us. So as far as the contents, we will unbox these in just a moment. The R50 is a light that has a self-contained battery. In other words, the battery is charged by way of a micro USB, and it is not a battery that is common, at least not to me. I believe it's a 26650 rechargeable battery. I don't know if that's, it may be lithium. I believe it is lithium. And this is charged in situ of the body of the flashlight itself. As far as replaceable batteries, I'm not familiar with the availability of replacement batteries, so in the field, if you wanted to carry an extra, I don't know if that's possible. Quite frankly, with the micro USB charging ports, if you have just a little bit of time to conduct a quick charge from a battery device, you're probably just better suited with that, unless you absolutely need the extra run time from a fully charged, or previously fully charged battery. We'll go into some of the features on this light. I'm not familiar with this light personally at all. It reportedly will throw out a maximum of 2,500 lumens on maximum. It apparently has a waterproof rating up to 2 meters. That seems to be pretty common in the flashlight industry at this time. Again, we're talking approximately a little more than 6 feet or 2 meters of depth. We've got a friend out there that's popping off a little bit, probably having their own little dispute. So the body of the light is aluminum. It apparently has hard anodizing, a type 3 hard anodizing for scratch resistance. And there's several features as far as the user interface and the controls. We'll get into that a little bit later. That's about all I can think of just off the top, and again without this being removed from the box at this time. Now, as far as the S1A Baton, this is a light that I have heard about a little bit. The light has been available relatively recently. I believe this is one of their newer introductions compared to the R50. I think the R50 has been out for at least a few months. The S1A Baton is an interesting light, at least for me personally, because I like AA powered lights. You know, we all use, and a primary go-to light in the field is a light powered by a 123 battery or a CR123 battery. But quite frankly, with the availability, and I've said this before, with the availability of AA batteries almost anywhere, the cost factor and the ability to have lithium batteries, you know, a wide variety of the specific configurations of the cells, that is the battery cells themselves, it just makes it a very versatile light. And quite frankly, very, very bright. You know, the features of most of these lights give you a lot of options for application of the light, and you know, they're just about every bit as good as a CR123 powered light, at least in my opinion. And you know, going to that, this light does not appear to have a micro USB charger built into it, so you would have to remove the battery to replace it. However, I know that there are some companies that are now coming out with batteries that have a micro USB charge port built into the body of the battery. So those are going to be some other issues that we'll be getting into later in some additional reviews. Now, I believe that this light, one of the things that I have noticed about this light, just in passing, is I believe it also has a magnetic feature in the tail cap. That'll be interesting as far as application, making it a hands-free device in some circumstances. The high lumen rating on this is reportedly at 220 lumens. I believe that there is the lowest rating is 0.5 lumens. The next lumen rating would be 5 lumens. The third next rating would be 50 lumens, and then the highest rating at 220 lumens. That may be with only particularly types of batteries. Not too sure about that as well. There is also a strobe mode on this, reportedly at 10 hertz. And there is actually, I didn't notice this earlier, but there is a turbo mode at 600 lumens. Now this is only when a 14500, a 14500 rechargeable lithium battery is being used. So that is, again, as I mentioned earlier, dependent upon the battery source, the power source will be dependent upon some of the functionality of this light, which is common with most lights as well. There will be some other user interface issues. It has a side button, and other than that, that's about it for the initial introduction of these lights. I'm very appreciative of receiving 2 of these instead of just one. I was expecting one light. Again, Lydia was you know, honorable in her response to my indication that this would be a completely objective review, and the fact that there are a number of other individuals that are going to be performing reviews probably on these very same lights. We'll next transition into the actual user interface and some of the hands-on with this light.